Good morning, Eric.
Good morning, Chris.
How are you doing today?
Fantastic. And yourself?
I'm doing well. It's a beautiful late spring day here in Greensboro, North Carolina.
Amen.
Um,
Finally got some rain.
yes, some much needed rain. We're still in a extreme drought, but we'll take it. It's funny how the rain does, because I have was taking Jackson to his mathnasium math tutoring earlier this week, and we leave here and it's cloudy, but there's no rain. About halfway there, we go through some rain, some of it fairly heavy. While we're there, it's just a sprinkle here and there. On the way back, we come through rain. We come here, it's still as dry as it was when we left.
I saw a map, I think it was last night. It said rain for the week, projected rain for the week. And Ohio's the only state not getting any. You can see it all around. I don't know if they're in a drought or not, but I thought it was funny how they singled them out.
Well, you know, when I was in Greece, summer of 24, I was there for 16 days and it didn't rain once. I mean, at all. Like, it was never even cloudy. Huh. I mean, like where it would look like it's raining. There was.
And how long were you there? You were there a while.
16 days.
Okay.
Yeah. And there were a couple bridges that we went over several times that go over rivers, and there were vehicles driving on the riverbeds because there was no water.
Well, it's crazy low here.
But that happens every year. Like that, I was there during the dry season. I think October it starts raining, and then the rivers fill up and all that. So.
Right. You know, my person I work with, she's got a condo up on Smith Mountain, and she says the water's so low it's hard to even take the boats out.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, we could. It wouldn't do that much for our grass, but we could deal with like torrential downpours over our reservoirs.
Your grass looked greener. I noticed it coming in.
Oh, for sure. But I mean, right now, if we got a torrential downpour, it wouldn't be that bad, but because the ground is wet. But when it was so hard and dry, yeah. So anyhow, it is. Let's see, what's today? Saturday. So
we had Memorial Day since our last show, didn't we?
Yep.
Yep. Did you do anything for Memorial Day?
We went to my father-in-law's. Oops, sorry. Hold on. Sorry, accidentally.
Did that pause it or?
No, I don't think so. Went to my father-in-law's for lunch. I grilled up 16 chicken legs that I had in marinade and a pack of hot dogs.
Very nice.
And took all the sides. And that way he didn't have to do anything other than, put out some paper plates and whatnot.
Right.
And then we came back and we had ribs at my parents' house.
Okay.
How about you?
Just spent it with Sarah's mom and Alvis, which is always fun. Mm-hmm. Alvis is a Purple Heart recipient from the Vietnam War.
Okay.
So, and they, of course, they had stuff earlier today with the VFW and stuff.
Mm. So, yeah, a somber day.
Yeah. Have you ever heard of Steve Hartman?
Hartman?
Hartman, Hartman. I think he's on NPR.
Oh, well then no.
But I'm not even sure that's where, but he has a segment where it's like a good news segment. Mm-hmm. Okay. And he goes around and meets people and promotes good news stuff. Mm-hmm. And his kids he's got a program now for like elementary school, like Kindness 101. Mm. And they'll just play some of they're only like, 20 minutes, interviews or 30-minute segments. And I actually thought of you on one. They had his kids. He's got a son and a daughter, and they're probably, I don't know, 11 and 13 or 14 or something. And so they had a Memorial Day special where they did like 4 or 5 of his veteran-related stories. Mm-hmm. And one of them, there's a guy who's a veteran. No, he's not even a veteran. He's a trumpet player. And I know you play the trumpet. That's what made me think of you.
Mm-hmm.
He lives in Washington State, and every single night at sunset, he goes out on his deck and plays taps.
Okay.
And all of his neighbors come out, and it's, they interviewed all of his neighbors. I thought some of them might not like it, but they all love it. And just, and I thought, do you still play the trumpet? I told Sarah you did.
Not nearly as often as I used to.
Is he good? I said, yeah, he played for the church sometimes and for weddings. And
I've played the national anthem for the baseball game.
Okay.
Well, it was what were they before the Grasshoppers, the Bats, the Greensboro? What were they?
It was the Bats, right?
No, but before the Bats.
Stingers? No, that was the
Hornets. Because they changed to the Bats because of the Charlotte Hornets.
Yep.
Boo.
So the Stingers was the cheerleaders.
The cheerleader. Yeah. They were the servers.
Right.
If you were sitting in the expensive seats, which was $1 more. It was great. I played the national anthem there at that stadium, I think 6 times. I've played at the new stadium once. The first year or second year, I think it was the first year. And I've done weddings but I don't play as much as I used to. Funny story about taps. So Lauren's uncle by marriage, her Aunt Dana's husband, was a veteran, and he passed, and Aunt Dana asked if I would play taps at the service. Well, usually you do that at the interment.
Okay.
But she wanted me to play it at the church. I said, sure. So I was ready to play. I go up there with my trumpet. The pastor was saying a few things. He had a prayer, and then he went and sat down, at which point that was my marker to play.
Right.
So I raised my trumpet up, took a breath, exhaled like I always do. As I was bringing my mouthpiece to my lips, tap starts playing over the sound system. And I was like, what do I do?
Right.
Like, I'm not going to fake it. Anybody that was looking, if they weren't looking, they wouldn't know. But if they were looking, they would know. It started before I had the mouthpiece up to my lips.
Like lip syncing.
Clearly wasn't me.
Trumpet syncing.
Like Milli Vanilli of the trumpet world. And so I'm like, what do I do? And so I just put my trumpet in one hand behind my back and stood like at attention with my hands behind my back and just, reverently stood there while the song played. I mean, I didn't know what else to do. And then I went and sat down. Well, Aunt Dana was really upset. She thought I was offended or whatever. And I was just like, no, I mean, I got her calmed down. I was like, this is not a big deal. Don't worry about it. What had happened was they had a recording of it just in case anything happened. Like if I was sick or I wasn't able to come or I forgot my trumpet or I was like, no, I'm too emotional, whatever. They had a backup. But then they got a new sound guy because the original sound guy was not well. And so the new sound guy did not know. He just saw taps, and he saw taps on the CD, and so he put it in play.
Right. Did you play at the interment?
No, I didn't. But I did. I have played taps at probably, I would say, a dozen interments.
Gotcha.
So a very easy song to play. A lot of people don't realize. I mean, it's performed on the bugle, right? Which has no valves. So I mean, it's literally 100% controlled by your lips. But yeah, it's a powerful song, especially if you read the words.
My dad's father was in World War I, and he was bugler. I have his bugle from World War I.
But I'm sure if he was in World War I, he was far too old to have been in World War XI. So if we have any listeners that were in World War XI, if you'd reach out and let us know, that'd be great.
Speaking of Memorial Day, I'm jumping ahead to our events just because kind of relevant.
Mm-hmm.
In 1868, Decoration Day
Yes, Decoration Day
was on this day, May 30th,
Mm-hmm.
and it was later called Memorial Day.
Right.
So.
I wasn't going to bring that up just because of what it was commemorating. You know what Decoration Day was about, the Civil War.
Right.
But, yeah. But yeah, that's what morphed into Memorial Day. Yeah. So you hung out with Alvis, a war hero.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Bona fide.
Yep. What branch was he in?
He, I know this, was in the Army.
Army. Okay. We have a lot of military connections to the show. I guess everybody does. A lot of people in the military, but I mean, our close personal friend David,
mm-hmm. Air Force. His son Luke,
son.
Navy.
Mm-hmm.
His other son Andrew, wasn't he in the Marines? I'm pretty sure he was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. And then, I mean, there's more. Yeah.
My dad was in the Air Force.
His dad was in the Air Force.
My uncle, my dad's brother, was retired full colonel.
Yep. We have Uncle Pete. I know he listens. Hi, Uncle Pete. He was colonel, or I should know these things. I can't ever keep track of the different officer titleships because they're not exactly the same in all the branches. And some of them sound really impressive, and then you realize they're kind of like mid-tier, you know. But yeah.
My Uncle Walt's son, Dan McMahon, my cousin, he works for the Pentagon as a linguist.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And he was in the Pentagon when the plane hit.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. A friend of mine, Brian Ridge, who is a veteran, and I just recently reconnected with. He's a linguist. He worked for was it NSA? He worked for somebody as a linguist because he's fluent in Russian.
Well, David's son Luke,
fluent in Mandarin.
Fluent in Mandarin.
Mm-hmm.
And he was in naval intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not just speaking it, right?
Right.
Can he draw all those little things?
I don't know. I know he studied it for a year before. Yeah. I guess when you go, you don't just apply to go into the naval intelligence. You take a test just like anything else, I guess, in the military to figure out what you're suited for. And it's not to test you on what languages you know, but your ability to learn languages.
Right.
I don't know how they test for that. And he tested off the chart. So.
Not me. I can barely speak English.
Mandarin's supposed to be the hardest to learn too.
I would have to imagine. Yeah, definitely.
I watch videos on YouTube occasionally, and there's a guy that lived in China for a while for school, and he's back here in the States, and he'll go to like a Chinese restaurant in New York or what have you, and then he'll talk in English and then ask them questions, and then he'll respond in Mandarin that is just spot on.
Right.
And it just catches them completely off guard. Like, even the people sitting around him look at him like, you speak better than I do. You speak better than
The emperor's Chinese.
Yeah.
Is that how
I guess.
The king, emperor? I don't know. Yep. Okay. So, see, we can incoherently ramble literally about anything.
Hence the name.
Yes. But Memorial Day. So we both had good Memorial Days. That's good. And now we're on almost to June.
Yep.
Monday is June the 1st.
Yep.
So
you got a birthday next week, which I won't be here next weekend. I'm going to Bath, North Carolina.
Yeah.
For
my birthday's on Sunday, right?
Yep.
Yep. A week from tomorrow.
Yep.
Happens every year.
Beats the alternative.
Yes. At least I don't live on Venus. But remember
they'd have to listen to the last show to understand why.
Yeah, that's why you have to listen so you can get the references.
Our number one fan number 11, has listened to all their most current episodes and is now going back to listen to the ones from 15 years ago, and has already listened to like 25 of those.
Yeah, 25 of the 65, 66 we have posted. Yeah. There were some that couldn't make it because of some trademark issues with a song. I thought I was getting it from a I forget the term, but where like fair use kind of site, but apparently it wasn't. This John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, which was, I would say, a pretty integral part of our first run. we played that song. I don't know how more episodes weren't flagged, to be honest with you.
Yeah, and we even sang it, and maybe that's why they.
It was specifically flagged because of that specific version that I was playing. Apparently, it's copyrighted or trademarked or whatever, but that specific one. I mean, it's a great song.
What Todd, the number 11 fan, I'm sorry, he's got ties to the music industry, and he's actually written songs and had some songs produced.
Okay.
And he says that now when they record, they tag it somehow in the recording.
Right.
So AI picks it up and it's reported almost immediately.
Yeah.
So I'm sure technology's changed in 15 years.
Sure.
And it's easier to spot those in unintentional infractions.
I don't even remember why we used it.
Didn't it have something to do with the birthdays? I can't remember.
No, we played. We had that creepy German happy birthday song.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah,
it was really creepy. I played it for our German au pair and German foreign exchange students that were here.
Gotcha.
We've had 4 Germans live in our house, and none of them knew the song, but all of them said, "That's creepy." I'm like, "Yes, it is." Yeah, I mean, it's like,
I don't remember.
His name is my name too. I mean, that's just like, there's nobody named John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt in the first place. So how could there be 2 people? I don't know. It's a funny song. But yeah, we use it a lot. So should we move on? Well, we will say thank you for listening.
Indeed.
Yeah. And for our newest fan number 11, thank you. I believe he ordered a shirt.
He did.
He's going to wear it proudly. If he received it yet?
I don't know. Yeah. I think I probably would have heard. I don't know.
I think maybe we should kind of order some for ourselves.
Indeed. Maybe wear them on the show.
Wear it on the show. Yeah. So, thank you to all of our listeners. Here, home and abroad, we do appreciate it.
Have you looked at recently to see how many countries we're in now?
The last time I looked, it was still 34.
Gotcha. We need to identify the countries we're not in, and then pick stories and try and target those areas.
Yeah, our goal is to have one listener in every country. If we're going to have dozens, we're going to do it right.
At least one. We don't want to have just 180 listeners. I don't know. Is that how many countries are out? For some reason that sticks in my mind. But
no, I think there's 180 countries just in Africa. And not really, but I mean, Africa's got I think 57 countries. Look it up. I'm pretty sure Africa has got just a ton. It has countries in it you've never even heard of.
Right.
So while Eric's looking that up, I'll say subscribe.
There's 195 recognized countries in the world.
Okay.
So I wasn't way off.
What's the smallest nation, city, state, the smallest nation or country, do you think? At 0.19 square miles.
Oh, you know the answer.
Yeah.
Jamaica.
The Vatican.
Oh, the Vatican. Oh, yeah. There you go.
0.19 square miles.
Yep. I have heard that.
825 inhabitants. Thereabouts. I'm sure that number changes plus or minus a few throughout the years. But yeah, so we will
54 fully recognized sovereign countries in Africa.
Yeah. I thought I was thinking 57. Yeah, I knew it was 50 some. That's crazy. So of the 195, approximately 25% are in Africa.
More than a quarter. Yeah.
More than a quarter are in that one continent. So that's pretty crazy. Move over to our birthday segment, and
let me say it's a weak day for birthdays. Maybe our weakest yet. So
it is weak, but it kind of gives us content to make fun of these celebrities. We have
one of our listeners said this is a brilliant format because you touch on, by doing it by day, you touch on pretty much all throughout a whole year, you would hit on all the celebrities. And we do events. You'd hit all the events on each day.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I think it's pretty neat.
Well, when we look through here, though, we make fun of, and it's in good sport. More than likely, this Sky Miller, who I've never heard of, is listed as a YouTube star. 17 today. Happy birthday, Sky. She probably has hundreds of thousands of followers or whatever. So, there is some notoriety these people have.
Could be a he. I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right. It's a she.
Today, you never know.
That's right.
But we don't. When we're making fun, we're poking fun in a kind way. We're not.
Well, Christopher had to tell me what a Roblox star was. I didn't know what Roblox. I didn't know what Roblox was.
And it's because you don't have young kids.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, Megan knows.
I'm not. She's a big gamer either.
But I'm sure she's heard of it.
Yeah.
She's young enough to where she's
right. Yeah, she works with. She deals with the kids because she's a teacher.
Yeah. So we got Idina Menzel.
She wasn't on my list, but I do know she's a singer. She voiced Elsa in Frozen,
and she sang "Let It Go."
Right.
You might have heard that song, possibly. I don't know.
I just watched a kid on YouTube sing it. Somebody was playing the piano in the streets somewhere, and this little 2 or 3 year old kid walks up and says, "Can you play Let It Go?" And he starts playing it, and then there was a microphone there, and he handed it to her, and she sang "Let It Go." It was kind of cute. It held my attention for a minute.
I've never seen that movie from start to beginning. The kids have seen it. I've seen clips of it here and there, but there's no escaping that song.
Yeah,
and it's catchy.
I did watch it with Megan, and as far as animated movies go, it's not terrible.
Mm-hmm. I did watch Frozen 2, and I was just like, what? But it probably had building blocks, just like this show.
Mm-hmm.
We like to build on little factoids that we reference that probably nobody understands.
Like Venus.
like Venus. So yeah, but she's I can tell you, as being someone that knows music, I'm not a amazing musician by any means, but knows music and can hear if someone has a good voice. She has
she does
an amazing, powerful voice. So happy birthday to her. She is 55 today. And don't forget, it's Lucky's birthday.
Oh, Lucky.
Yeah, I don't.
With the I.
I don't know.
The rapper.
Never heard of this guy.
No. He's a Gemini.
Yeah, he is a Gemini.
I can tell you that.
Well, they're all Gemini. I don't know who this clown is. So he's not. They use the term celebrity
very loosely.
And because we do like to keep things current. Today would have been Queen Jane Seymour's birthday. She died when she was
37.
29. She was 29 when she died. Back then, everybody died young. So she's the third wife of King Henry VIII.
Yeah.
But she lost her life giving birth to a male offspring for him.
There you
go. She was the lady in waiting for Anne Boleyn. That's how the king knew her.
There you go.
King of England. Pleased to meet you. That's a reference to the great late Tim. I do not remember his last name. That's ridiculous.
If I knew who you were talking about, I don't.
We've seen him in concert twice. The comedian.
Oh. It's not. Is it Tim?
Tim Wilson.
Okay.
Yeah, remember?
That's right.
King of England. Pleased to meet you. If you don't know who Tim Wilson is, do yourself a favor, look him up. He passed away, but Eric and I have to tell this story. I've told it so many times. Eric and I have seen him twice. The first time we were on the very last row of the mezzanine.
Yeah.
And we were crammed up against the wall that was the wall of where the entrance was coming into the mezzanine. And he comes out on stage and he opens up with, not always, but he would open up with this bit. He would say, anyhow, good to be here, drove here, made it. Don't ask us why that's funny, but the way he says it is hilarious.
And it's his voice. We listen to him so much.
Right.
And all he had to do was start talking and we just started laughing.
Right.
And
anyhow, good to be here. Drove here, made it. And Eric and I are laughing. Okay, the Carolina Theater seats a couple thousand people. It was, of course, sold out. He was a big name. It was sold out, and it was quiet. And Eric and I are both laughing like two complete idiots. We're the only people laughing. This lady sitting in front of us, I think that's the nicest way I can describe her, lady, turned around and she said, he ain't even told a joke yet. But Tim Wilson gave us props. He's like, at least these two guys get it. Or he made some comment about the fact that we were laughing. Then the second time we saw him, we were much closer. We were up maybe about 10 rows from the stage. But he was clearly not in a good mood. He was foul-mouthed. I mean, cussed a lot and just seemed to be in a bad, angry mood. But he was still funny.
That's right.
Funny guy. So, Tim Wilson.
I got Benny Goodman on mine. Do you have Benny Goodman?
No, I don't have Benny Goodman.
Well.
Oh, really?
American clarinetist. Yeah. Band leader. Known as the King of Swing.
Yeah.
Born in Chicago. He... in 1938, headed the first fully integrated concert at Carnegie Hall. And it was the first jazz performance there at that prestigious venue.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, yeah, Benny Goodman.
Band leader.
Yeah, just like Glenn Miller. I've seen, not Glenn Miller himself, but the orchestra in concert, so that's cool. No, I didn't have him on here.
You also don't have Alexei Leonov. Easy for me to say. Leonov. He's a Russian. He's a Russian cosmonaut.
Oh, cosmonaut, yes.
But he had the first spacewalk in 1965.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's a 12-minute spacewalk. He had an issue with his suit. I guess the vacuum of space caused his spacesuit to inflate and swell up, and so severely he couldn't squeeze back in. And he had to secretly release oxygen out of his suit so that he could eventually get back in, but barely wedged himself back in head first.
Wow.
But Russian cosmonaut who did the very first spacewalk in 1965 on my birthday.
Oh, okay.
March 18th.
March 18th. So. Your actual birthday.
My actual birthday. I was born in 68.
Oh, that's right. 3 years old.
3 years before.
That was going to be exciting. It doesn't take much, people.
I'm sorry, I said 3 years before. 3 years later.
3 years later.
He spacewalked 3 years before.
So we today, CeeLo Green. I have to be honest. Eric and I talked about short before the show. I know his name. That's the extent of it. But I know he definitely has. What did you say he was on The Voice?
He was on The Voice from 2011, 2013. That's where I knew him from. He's an American Grammy-winning songwriter. He wrote a song called "Forget You."
Yeah, went to number 2.
Number 2, yeah. He's acted in a couple things. I know his parents were ordained ministers, and he sang in a choir. And that's really all I know about him.
Okay. I know he also I know the song he gained fame with, Gnarls Barkley's song "Crazy."
Okay.
Released the best song, voted best song of the 2000s by Rolling Stone magazine.
Really?
Yep.
Songs from the 2000s, pretty slim pickings.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Anything after about 98, 99.
Yep.
And let's see here. Who else do we have? Birthdays. Stephen, I can't, Tobolowsky.
Tobolowsky, yes.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
Now, some of our listeners have kind of questioned your lack of watching movies.
I've watched a lot of movies.
Good movies.
I've watched a lot of good movies.
Famous movies. Speaking of, you were going to watch Rocky this week. Did that happen?
I couldn't find it. I said it had to be free.
Well,
I am going to watch it at some point.
I watched an interview with Sly Stallone about his Rocky movies, where he ranked the Rocky movies in what he thought was the best and least, and that kind of stuff. And I always said I thought number 2 was better than number 1. So I was speaking with Todd, the listener, and I can't remember if he agreed or disagreed, but I think he disagreed because he was saying how sequels are never as good as the original, which I countered with Godfather. Number 2 is better than number 1. And, well, it's hard to say that for sure, too, because both 1 and 2 won Best Picture. Mm-hmm. But I was going to share how I would have ranked his movies, the Rocky movies, and then how Sly ranked them after you watched. So now we'll save that for another episode.
I have to watch all of them, though.
Well, you have to watch
13?
them all. No.
13? 14?
I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Balboa. So there's 6.
And doesn't Rambo
and then there's
mix
2
in there too?
No, he was a different character.
He wasn't in Rambo?
He was in Rambo, but that's a different character. That's not Rocky. He was in the Creed movies as a trainer, but not as the
Creed.
Apollo Creed's son.
Oh,
Adonis
yes.
The spinoff of those 2 movies as well. I think it's 2.
Yeah.
So. But anyway, the reason I got off on movies, Mr. Stephen Tobolowsky was in Groundhog Day. Have you seen that movie?
Yes, I have.
Okay. I love that movie. I really enjoy that movie. I don't know anyway.
No, I like it.
He played Ned Ryerson.
Okay.
So, I love Bill Murray.
I've seen a lot of good movies. Who would question that?
The fact that you hadn't watched Rocky, he was questioning if you were even an American. And it's kind of hard to argue.
Well, yeah, but when did it come out? When did the first one come out?
I'm going to guess 1977.
I was 4. I didn't go to the movies when I was 4.
Well, I'm sure I didn't watch the first one when I was 8 years old either. I remember my cousin went and watched. I was at my aunt's house, and I remember him coming home and just ranting about the movie. My cousin's just a few years older than me. So maybe he was 11 or 12.
I might end up really liking it, right? It's just full transparency with Rocky, Rambo, not just because it's Stallone, but movies like that have never appealed to me.
I think there's 2 totally different. I think Rambo's an action movie, and I think Rocky is like a sports movie.
It's still action.
Drama, sports.
Yeah.
I think Rocky's more of a drama, sports.
Yeah,
drama.
But I'm saying action as far as not the traditional action. Rambo, he's going through with like bayonet stabbing people. Right. I don't mean that, but yeah. But I mean just movies like that in general, like Top Gun, whatever.
Again, action. How about, did you watch $1 Million Baby? Another boxing movie.
Ooh, hold on. Who was in it?
Swank and
I'm a Girl,
Clint Eastwood.
I have seen that.
That was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you see Gran Torino?
I did.
No, that was.
He reminds me of my dad in that movie.
Yeah,
A lot.
get off my lawn. I like a lot of different movies, but I get really hyped up about movies about comeuppance. I always have. I think vigilantism is bad. Obviously, it's against the law, but there's just something about, especially when it's a mother or a father going after and standing up for or defending or saving a child. I don't know if it's exactly comeuppance, but like Liam Neeson and not Liam Neeson. Yeah, Liam Neeson and was it Taken?
Yeah.
I mean, that's I
Is
like
that Neeson? Yeah, I always confuse him with the guy on the airplane, Liam.
that was
Something Nelson.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Anyway.
So Stephen Tobolowsky.
Yep. Ned Ryerson.
That
first step is a doozy. Ned?
And then I'll go with Mel Blanc, who you didn't know who that was.
I didn't.
Yeah, but he was the voice, the man of 1,000 voices, who did Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky the Pig.
Who else?
Oh goodness, he did almost all. Yeah, Tweety Bird, Daffy Duck.
How about that?
He did more than that. I mean, he did I'm not going to look it up, but he did a lot of voices and was made a career out of it. He was born Melvin Jerome Blanc.
Did you do Scooby-Doo?
No. Mm-mm. Why?
I'm just curious.
Actually, you know what? This is Incoherent Rambling. Let's see here. Give me a list of voices that Mel Blanc voiced. An estimated 400 distinct characters.
Wow.
So for Looney Tunes, it's Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky the Pig, Yosemite Sam, Tweety Bird, Sylvester the Cat, Foghorn Leghorn, Pepe Le Pew, Marvin the Martian, the Tasmanian Devil. How come you say you know rabbit when you got Powder Puff Tail? Speedy Gonzales, Wile E. Coyote, the Roadrunner. He made the Meep Meep.
Okay.
Elmer Fudd, Barnyard Dog, and Slowpoke Rodriguez. And then for Hanna-Barbera, he did Barney Rubble, Dino, Cosmo from the Jetsons, Secret Squirrel, Captain Caveman, which is kind of like Tasmanian Devil, if you think about it, Speed Buggy, Woody Woodpecker, and Tweaky.
Wow.
Yeah, and then just tons more from radio. So I was always a huge fan of Looney Tunes, Merry Melodies. I've probably seen every episode. Yeah. So
here's a interesting fact about people who voiced characters. The person who voiced Mickey Mouse and the person who voiced Minnie Mouse, those two were actually married in real life.
Oh, okay. Cool deal.
They were married for 18 years. Thought that was interesting.
We got Colmini is 73 today. We bring out all the big stars.
I just saw him in something. I mean, literally just like a movie.
Yeah, I have too.
Literally just like last week. It was it had Remarkably Bright Creatures.
I've heard a lot about. Did you like it?
It was okay. It was good. I enjoyed it. It wasn't great, but it wasn't a waste of time. Sarah is so sensitive about animals, and so when I started watching, I thought she might enjoy it, but then she saw that the octopus was in captivity. It made her feel uneasy.
Oh,
so, but it had a happy ending. So,
I
mean, spoiler alert, it does die.
Thus the happy ending. Well, I just know I've seen some people make comments about it on Facebook, talking about how it was really great. They laughed, they cried, they this, they that.
Yeah.
They thought it was a really good movie.
I enjoyed it. He was in Law Abiding Citizen.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed that movie. Let's see what else. Oh, he's been in 225 episodes of Star Trek.
Yes.
And he's the only one to appear in 14 different seasons of Star Trek.
Yeah. I think, like you said, he's been in more episodes than anybody.
Yeah.
Yep.
He plays Chief Miles Edward O'Brien in that. I guess he plays in Next Generation and Deep Space Nine.
Okay.
Which I think I've seen episodes of both, but not much. I am actually right now rewatching the original Star Trek, the very first season.
I've never seen any Star Trek.
Really?
Yeah. No, Tom Cruise.
Not Tom. It's not
George Takei. What's the difference? I mean, Goofy is Goofy, right? Oddly enough, a lot of times, how people get, people will assume you like certain things because of your career. Mm-hmm. Being in IT, I know a lot of people in IT, even still to this day, are Star Trek or Star Wars or both.
Are you saying nerds? I'm sorry.
But I have never, that's never been my type of sci-fi.
Right.
I've never sat down and watched an entire Star Trek from beginning to end. I've seen it in passing. I know the characters. I know George Takei is crazy. I know Leonard Nimoy. And obviously the I was going to say late great. That's the great William Shatner,
right? Who
is releasing a heavy metal album this year at the age of 99 or whatever he is.
It's crazy how successful he is. I mean, he's not a great actor,
right?
But he is. Everything he touched seems to turn to gold.
Right?
He was.
He's pretty amazing.
Didn't he host Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
I thought it was Regis.
Oh, that was Regis. Okay. Yeah. Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you're right. That was Regis.
Yeah. Regis. But I mean, no, I've seen him in some stuff where I thought he did a good job for that role. He does a really good job with facial expression. I've seen him do bit parts, small parts in movies or as guest starring on the television show. And he has really good facial expressions and good timing. And there could be something to that. I don't know.
I really enjoyed a TV show called The Practice. It's a legal thriller. And then they had a spinoff called Boston Legal. Mm-hmm. And he was in that. That was with James Spader.
Well, James Spader is master.
He really is, too.
I mean, he's so captivating to me.
Yep. You'd really like him in this show, I think.
He's
such an ass.
I would, I think I would go, if I can find it streaming, I think I would go watch it because I like legal dramas.
Right.
I always have. And I really like Spader. I think he's brilliant. And I'm pretty sure that Lauren watched it and she really liked it. Yeah. Boston Legal.
Legal,
yep. Yeah. You need to check that out.
I got one of them. I don't see it on yours. Gail Sayers.
Gail Sayers? No, I don't have her.
Him.
American
College and Pro Football Hall of Fame halfback.
Okay.
He was the source for the TV movie Brian's Song.
Okay.
Did you ever see that movie? It's an older one. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's about Gail Sayers' relationship friendship with Brian Piccolo, which is one of his former teammates who got cancer and ended up dying. But let's see. He's got a lot of records, man. Let's see. He scored a mind-boggling 22 touchdowns as a rookie, an NFL rookie that stood for I think it stands today. Nobody's ever beat that. 22 touchdowns in their rookie year.
Wow.
The first person to beat that, even in the non-rookie year, was O.J. Simpson, got 23. So, let's see, tying the all-time NFL record of. Let's see, he was the first one of not many have reached the Hall of Fame NFL Hall of Fame without playing in the postseason game.
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of the few that's done that. Let's see, what else did I have? His career kickoff return average of 30.56 yards and it is an NFL record for players with at least 75 attempts. He holds that record. He's one of several players who have scored 2 touchdowns in a game. Let's see. Wait a second. Two return touchdowns in a game.
Mm-hmm.
He's tied with 4 other players for second most career kickoff return touchdowns with 6.
Okay.
His rookie record of 2,272 all-purpose yards was broken in 1998. Yeah, he's got a lot of records.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
I want to say R.I.P. to Norm Macdonald. When you mentioned OJ, that's the first name that comes up. Yeah, so that's 22 touchdowns his rookie season. That's crazy.
No one's ever beat it.
That's more than one a game. I mean, that's crazy.
Yep. He had 14 rushing touchdowns, 6 receiving, and 2 returns.
Wow. That's crazy. And, the returns, I attribute that obviously stat. I don't know how that could be broken unless they change the game. Because I think, let's be honest, I think the kickers at some point in time just became bigger and stronger and could kick farther.
Right.
And now it's sure from a punt, but a kickoff, it happens, but it's not nearly as likely.
Right.
So that may stand for a while.
We both had Wynonna.
Yeah, Wynonna Judge, 62 today. What's her sister's name? Naomi. And what's the mom's?
No, mom's Naomi.
Naomi. Okay.
Sister's Ashley.
Yeah.
Whew. She is beautiful.
Yeah, she is.
She is a little.
She's a little cray cray.
Yeah.
Not right in the head,
but she is beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, her mom passed away too, I think, in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Suicide.
Mm-hmm.
She got her name, interesting, from a Nat King Cole song, Route 66.
Okay.
There's a reference to an Arizona town called Wynonna.
Okay. Yeah. I know that song. I don't know the reference.
I got the album.
Oh, yeah?
I inherited from my grandfather. That was my grandfather's favorite artist.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I won't
Don't say it. Don't say it.
But he sure could sing.
He could. What's that Red Fox joke? Nat King Cole and Rock Hudson, last 2 men in a cave, or I can't remember. Anyhow,
Sarah and I, our song at our wedding, our first dance was a Nat King Cole song, "Irresistible You."
Mm-hmm.
Who you got else?
You got Tom Morello. You're not as familiar with him, but I didn't realize he was 62. He is the lead guitarist for Rage Against the Machine and also Audio Slave. Quite accomplished guitarist. I think Rolling Stone is being a little kind, putting him so high up on the list of greatest guitarists of all time. Not that he's a bad guitarist, but I mean, he's not in the same league as the greats. But
who were the greats?
For me, I can't go by whether I like them or not. I'm going by ability. I mean, Eric Clapton, Stevie Vai, Yngwie, can't pronounce Yngwie's last name. Eddie Van Halen.
Well, I heard you say Stevie Vai. So Ned Ryerson, the Stephen Tobolowsky, our birthday today. There was another interesting fact I didn't share with you. In Dallas, he played the guitar in a local band called A Cast of Thousands.
Okay.
And the band recorded 2 songs in the 70s that featured an aspiring guitarist named Stevie Vaughan, who later became the famous, iconic blues legend Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Stevie Ray Vaughan is amazing. I mean, there's a lot of guitarists. Like, I mean, for me, my personal favorite, and he is considered great, is Chet Atkins. He did have a unique style that maybe it was, more popular for his time, for his era. But my maternal grandfather didn't know any music, but he did play guitar and auto harp and a couple other string instruments. And he was a huge Chet Atkins fan. So I'm sure that had something to do with it. When we would come to visit from Florida, we come up to North Carolina, I would listen to Chet Atkins records with my grandfather. And he was very good, no doubt. But I mean, Roy Clark, have you ever seen some videos of him playing like Spanish songs? I mean, mind blowing. I mean, he was like, I always think of Roy Clark as just, someone that's funny, which he was, but he was an amazing guitarist. I mean, there's a lot of brilliant guitarists that I think were far better than Tom Morello is. And that's no offense to him because he's a good guitar player. But anyhow.
Sarah plays the guitar.
Does she?
Yeah. She started to major in it at UNCG, but changed her major.
Really? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I did not know that.
How about that? I got Manny Ramirez.
Manny Ramirez.
A Dominican American baseball outfielder.
Mm-hmm. Red
Sox and the Cleveland Indians, but most known for the Red Sox because he helped them win the World Series for their first time after that drought of I don't know how many years.
Mm-hmm.
He's amassed 555 career home runs, 312 batting average.
Nice.
Yep. Record for the most career postseason home runs of 29.
Okay.
That's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, he was the historic 2004 World Series, ending the 86-year championship drought for the Red Sox. Only 3 players in baseball's history to have achieved a batting average above 310, an on-base average of above 410, and a slugging percentage above 580. Only other 3 were Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, and Manny Ramirez.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's there with Babe Ruth and Ted Williams.
Yep. Problem is he's also part of that performance-enhancing drug group. Mm-hmm. So it might be harder for him to get into the Hall of Fame.
Right. My father and I were talking about that based off what you and I were talking about on a few shows. And I think he kind of takes my stance only because he says he can't condemn them from the Hall of Fame because they broke a law, because there are many athletes that have broken laws that are in the Hall of Fame. And he understands where I'm coming from. He thinks it's disappointing, but the fact is, at the time, there was nothing in the MLB rules about it.
I thought there was.
Not when they very first start. No, there.
Well, I think he continued to do it. Didn't he?
Of course. Yeah.
Because he had a 50-game suspension in 2009 and again in 2011. So
right,
you're not getting suspended for something that wasn't against the rules.
Oh yeah, no. I'm talking about like during like McGuire and Canseco,
right,
and all them. It was technically illegal, but it was not. There was nothing in the MLB rules about it. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, on one hand, I feel that if I'm okay with Pete Rose being in the Hall of Fame, then I have to be okay with.
Well, that's where my mind went too. And Pete Rose did break a rule.
The law and a rule,
but not one that changed the outcome of a game or his performance in that game.
Right.
And I think those type of breaking the rule. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, Ramirez, but if he does, it's got to be with an asterisk.
Right. Yeah. Like steroid era or whatever.
We always talk about stats in baseball, and when you take PEDs, that's skewing the stats of all the players before them that didn't have that advantage.
You would be surprised at how many people in the Pro Football Hall of Fame there.
Oh, I
use
wouldn't
steroids their entire career.
I would not be surprised at all.
Yeah. Yeah. But it sure was exciting. Remember that Braves commercial? Chicks dig the long ball. I can't remember. I think it was Chipper Jones. I think that said it. Larry Jones. But I mean, at the end of the day, it was an exciting time for baseball. I mean, just the stadiums were packed. And I remember that race, the race between McGuire and Bonds, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then, of course, Sammy Sosa a couple of years after that. But I mean, for me, it was really exciting. So,
speaking of baseball, the Braves right now are playing the Reds.
Oh, yeah? Right now?
I mean, they're in the middle. The first game of the series was last night. I don't know at this exact moment, but I mean, this weekend.
Well, I was like, right now? It's odd. The early games start at 12:05 right. on TBS. 12:05.
Braves are having an amazing year.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Don't worry, there's time.
Well, they're number one in the major leagues right now.
Yeah.
And then the Reds at one point were leading the National League, but it's so tight in the National League. They think they lost like 3 games and they were last. I mean, there's at the last time I checked, there wasn't a team in the National League Central that was below 500. So, but I think we're second to last now.
Maybe,
but we're still only like 3 games out of first.
Maybe I should see if I can figure out some way for me and Olivia to go down and catch some Braves games.
I looked at. They play the Reds right now. They're playing the Reds in Cincinnati. They're playing the Reds in Atlanta later this year.
Okay.
But it's during the week.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to look to see maybe you and I could get tickets because that would be a fun one to go to. But it'd be like a Thursday night game. And I'd have to take like probably 2 days off work.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I got some days booked. We'll see. I was going to mention that to you.
Take Thursday and Friday off. Drive in on Thursday. Go to the game.
Yep.
Might as well go ahead and stay for Friday.
Right.
Is it like a 3 or 4 game?
No, I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think
so
Thursday's the last.
Okay.
If it was Thursday, if it was Friday, I'd say go Friday.
Right.
Or Saturday, I would.
Right.
But I think it's like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah.
Which is it's a terrible time of the week to go. But those are 2 teams I'd love. They're 2 of my favorite teams playing each other. So that would be a fun one to watch.
For sure.
Well, that's all the birthdays I got. You got any other birthdays?
No, that's it. We like to keep things current. So this day in her history, we like to keep things current and also positive. So this is a double whammy. Today, May 30th, 1431, Joan of Arc was burned at the stake. So,
yep. She was only 19 years old.
Yeah, a hero, in my opinion.
Well, she later became a patron saint.
Yes.
Of France.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So they overruled it. Apparently, she was tried for heresy.
Yes.
For hearing voices. And for wearing men's clothing.
Yeah. It was easier, I think, for going into battle dressed as a man.
Yeah. Yeah, she, I guess you heard voices saying that, who was it she wanted to have as king? Was it, do you remember?
I know as she was being loaded onto the pyre, before they set flames to it, she requested that the priest shout prayers loud enough that she could hear them over the roaring flames. So yeah, 19 years
Charles
old.
VII is who she was trying to get as king, and she had some. She triumphed over several battles, and then I think she lost favor when she wasn't able to take Paris.
Right,
is what happened. And then she was captured by the Duke of Burgundy's men, and then tried. But Pope Benedict XV canonized her as the patron saint of France, women prisoners, and soldiers.
There you go.
So
we got our fact of the day from 1993. after being pinned for 4 days by a blizzard 4,000 feet below the summit, Joni Phelps, 54 at the time, becomes the first blind climber to reach the top of Denali, the tallest mountain in North America, guided by her twin sons.
How about that?
It would have been like, oh, sorry.
You're going to say, what of you? I'm sorry, that's terrible.
That's terrible. I was going to say it would have been more impressive if she wasn't guided by anybody. Like she just did this on her own. Come on.
Yeah, that's not.
Joni. I mean, come on. You got to. Yeah. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Also, this day in history, what else do you have? There's some kind of dark things that I'm not going to
A lot of dark things.
A lot of dark things.
We had the third voyage of Christopher Columbus, which we've already talked about in previous episodes, but this is when they actually departed the 6 ships in 1498, just to keep it current. And then we won't dwell on that one because we talked pretty much in depth on his third voyage in one of our previous episodes. I think we both have Andrew Jackson's deadly duel in 1806.
Yep. He killed Charles Dickinson.
They were fighting over a horse race dispute and insults made about Jackson's wife. Dickinson was a renowned marksman.
Yes.
So Jackson basically let him shoot first and took a bullet in the chest.
Yeah, just inches from his heart.
Just inches from heart. It remained in his body until he died.
It caused all kinds of
39
health
years.
issues.
Yep. And but then took aim on his opponent and fatally shot him.
Andrew Jackson, by all accounts, was not a nice person.
No, but he was a badass.
Yep.
There was another bullet lodged in his arm from a later duel in 1813. So he wasn't scared to take a bullet.
No, he clearly was not. I don't think he had fear like most people would.
What else you got?
Let's see. Well, this, I mean, the first Indianapolis 500 was held today.
I didn't have that, really.
In 1911.
How about that?
Yeah, 1911 is the very first Indy 500.
That's huge.
Yeah. So that's what, 115 years ago?
I don't know how I missed that one.
Yep.
That was 19. I've got one that predates that. I got 1848.
Okay.
The Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo.
Guadalupe.
That was between the United States and Mexico. And that's where basically we bought for $15 million California, Nevada, Utah, and most of Colorado, New Mexico, and Arizona.
Okay.
That's pretty huge for our nation.
Yeah, it's a good deal too.
Yeah, I would say so. 525,000 square miles for $15 million. What is that an acre?
42 cents? I don't know. Not much. Let's see. What else do we have today?
I've got in 1883, the Brooklyn Bridge Stampede, since we're staying with the uplifting stories.
Yes. And current.
And current.
Well, it is this day in history.
Right.
So
apparently, Brooklyn Bridge, 1,600-foot long, longest suspension bridge in the world. When it opened, people were worried that it wouldn't support the weight, and so they were doing a parade on it, and so there was suddenly a panic, and 12 people got trampled to death, and then everybody was scared of it. It was bad press. So what they did is they hired P.T. Barnum, the circus, and he marched his elephants. I don't know how many elephants, like 21 circus elephants and 17 camels across the span to prove that it was structurally sound. And then it reopened and everybody was fine with it.
Okay.
But the stampede happened on a Memorial Day as well.
Olivia and I, when we were in New York to see a 3-game stand with the Braves and the Mets, the Metropolitans, we rented some bicycles and I think we rode 26 miles that day, 26 miles. We were all over the place. And we took a stop. She's like, hey, can we just take a break and get some water? And I'm like, sure. We pulled over. And we were like literally underneath the Brooklyn Bridge, at the beginning of it. So that was cool. We didn't know. I looked up and it said something out. There was a blurb, a little sign. I was like, oh, we're at the Brooklyn Bridge. So I got some pictures. Warren G. Harding becomes the first president to be heard on the radio on this day in 1922.
Wow.
That's an interesting little tidbit.
Oh. That was 1922?
Mm-hmm.
It says that was while addressing the crowd of the Lincoln Memorial. I've got that on my list.
Right, because also today, Howard Taft, President Taft, dedicates the Lincoln Memorial.
Yeah.
Both of those were 1922.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little quips about that?
There's 50,000 people there.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that there are 36 columns on the Lincoln Memorial representing the 36 states in the Union at the time of Lincoln's death.
Okay.
And at the steps of the Lincoln Memorial is where Dr. Luther King gave his "I Have a Dream" speech.
Right. Have you seen the Lincoln Memorial?
We saw it together.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have some cool pictures with me and Jackson there.
You know what so you and I went there, and we're walking back by the reflection pool, and I had to use the restroom. Do you remember this?
Yeah, you went in the pool.
I waded into the pool. No, I used the public bathrooms there, and as I walk into the public bathrooms, there is a homeless man, butt naked, bent over, washing his behind, and that and that image is seared into my memory. So that's whenever I think of the Lincoln Memorial, I think of a homeless man washing his backside. So.
You're probably not alone. I'm sure that you're not the only person that's witnessed such a sight. I was not in the bathroom. I did not witness this, but I do remember you telling me about it. We came across a lot of homeless encampments. Yep. Remember you had gone down to some of the Smithsonian's, and I came across a homeless encampment and went into the CVS and bought all the water they had. Do you remember telling me that?
Yeah.
There was two people fighting. I mean, literally fighting over a bottle of water that was about 3/4 full. And I mean, it was getting physical, and I was like, trying to play peacemaker, and I was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "He stole my water," and I was like, "Well, you guys don't have any fresh water?" And they said no. And when I say encampment, I mean, it was one of the circles, but I mean, there was probably 25 people. They had a mayor,
wow,
who was also the sheriff, and they had their own system going. And I went. There was like literally a CVS there, and I walked in, and I said, "I want to buy all the water you have. Can you guys get like a hand truck or something?" And she went and got the manager. The manager's like, "Why do you want to buy it?" And I told him for the homeless encampment out there. He's like, "Well, okay." And he got a hand truck, and like all the water they had on the shelves, not from the back, but on the shelves. It was, I don't know, maybe 20 cases or whatever, and took it out there, and I divided it up between all of them and said, "Okay, no more fighting until once you're down to one, you can fight, but right now let's take it easy."
There's a lot of cool things about Washington, but I just feel like because of the homeless problem and because of the trash, I think when I went there, I expected, the capital of the most powerful nation in the world to be a little more impressive. Now, there's not that there are impressive things, Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument and the National Archives and the Smithsonian's and
the Capitol building,
and the library. All very cool things and impressive on their own, but the overall, the trashiness and the homelessness really detracted from the impressiveness of our nation. And I think
I'm not going to say it's not trashy. It is, but it's clean compared to like New York or New Orleans.
Right.
Yeah. No offense to the people in New Orleans. Have you been?
Yeah, many times in New Orleans.
Without a doubt, the dirtiest city I've ever been to in my life, and I've been to many cities. And it's because they're below sea level, so there are no landfills, and there's just literally there's trash cans every 8 to 10 feet on the sidewalks, and all of them are overflowing and have about 3 feet of trash around them. Yeah, DC is it's an odd mix. There's some really cool stuff there, and then there's some really like sad, depressing stuff there for sure.
Well, you lived there for a while.
I lived there for 9 months doing a Y2K project.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure enough.
Cleanest city you have ever been to
Singapore.
was Madrid. I've never been to Singapore.
Singapore, that's a country. What am I talking about?
I don't know.
Madrid. Okay.
I mean, I went. I had low expectations on that trip, and it blew me away. All my expectations, but I was blown away by how clean the city is. It's an old city.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, historically old city. Cobblestones, but there was like a street cleaner every like 20 feet. I mean, it was just super clean.
Well, that was our experience in Portugal. Everywhere we went in Portugal was like, I noticed like within an hour of walking, there was no trash on the ground, like anywhere. And there were people that were like randomly going around with like a little broom and a dustpan and cleaning stuff up. I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm embarrassed. Like, I have no loyalty to New York City. No offense to the people that live there. But like, I'm embarrassed that the Big Apple is like this prominent tourism, a tourist destination, and then people are coming from the other countries, and they just got drug addicts passed out with feces on them and ginormous rats chasing you.
Well, and I both saw
disgusting
San Francisco when it was beautiful,
right?
And now it's just a cesspool,
right?
I mean,
well, there were parts that when I was there were parts of it that were, like I was told, don't go in this 5 block.
I think you're gonna find that in any
city. For sure, yeah. So. But I mean, it was a beautiful city for sure. Yeah. L.A.
Oh gosh.
I mean, there's no comparison. No comparison.
It's not just the smell. It's not just the dirtiness. It's the smell of.
Yep.
Not just feces, but of
urine
and pot,
drug paraphernalia, dead animals. Yeah, because I mean the rats are everywhere. They die and they're just laying there rotting. We need to do better.
We do.
Well, don't worry. Karen Bass has got it all figured out. Between her and Newsom, their homelessness will be eradicated. So. Let's see, what else do we have today in this day in history? It's just I can't go that's too dark. That's too dark.
Let's go positive. Hershey Park opens in 1906.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I've never been. Have you been?
I have not. Lauren and I have several times talked about going as a family.
Right.
Thought it would be fun, but we've never been.
Our mutual friend Catherine's been, and she told me about it. Mm-hmm. It's a neat place. I hear it's a neat place. It was founded primarily for the employees, of Hershey. It started out as just like a little humble picnic ground, but for its factory workers. But today, it's a 121-acre destination park. Its revenues. It's a nonprofit, and all the revenues go to Milton Hershey's School of Private Boarding School for children in need. They've got 15 thrilling roller coasters, a giant water park. The smell of chocolate wafts through the air. Mm-hmm. It is one of the largest privately owned amusement parks in North America.
Okay.
So I was curious of what the other ones were. Dollywood is one of the other ones, obviously. Silver Dollar City in Missouri is another. Noble's Amusement Park in Pennsylvania, which has free admission.
I'm not familiar with that.
I haven't either, and it's close by. To us, fairly close to us. Lagoon, Utah, in Silverwood theme in Idaho.
Okay.
So, growing up, I may have mentioned it on the show or to you before. There was a National Cash Register was in Dayton, Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, NCR. My mom, my mom's mom, several family members worked there. Mm-hmm. They created a park called Old River for their employees. Mm-hmm. And it opened up in 1939. It was developed by the same guy who designed Central Park.
Okay. Okay.
It at one time had one of the largest swimming pools in the nation.
Okay.
Huge swimming pool. They used to have a large chess set. Anyway, because my mom worked there, we got to go. We had a membership, and she would take me there as a kid. We'd take the bus and go there, and I'd swim in this huge pool. I mean, it was like 3 Olympic swimming pools put together. I mean, it was circular shaped. It had a path or a concrete divider through the middle. It had like not as big, but like an Eiffel Tower like structure in the very center. You had one side that was deep, another side that was shallow. They had, metal slides in the middle of it, and I mean, it was quite impressive. And the locker rooms, I mean, it was, if you can imagine, like wooden lockers, how impressive that looks. All wooden lockers that you go into. It was really quite impressive.
Wow.
So.
That's cool. NCR.
Old River.
Yeah. Have you been to Dollywood?
I've never been to Dollywood.
I have not, but I have heard. So Olivia's been at least once, and I know she enjoyed it. I heard on our friends, Chris and Chris, made mention of it always, year after year, being ranked in the top, and most years number 1 for destination. And I've never been. It beats out Disney,
right?
But I think the reason why is because overall the prices are a little bit lower, and in the summer it's going to be a cooler destination than Orlando,
right? And
then I mean, Dolly still to this day, she just randomly walks through the park and goes up and talks to people,
right?
So I have not been, but I would go. I do want to go to Hershey though.
Yeah.
I am a chocolate fiend. And so I would enjoy the waft of chocolate throughout the area. It beats the waft of cow manure that I have from my neighbor next door across the street. That's all I have for this day in history. There's a lot of dark stuff that we're going to skip right over.
I got some baseball stuff.
Some baseball stuff?
And some more sports-related stuff. And
okay.
So I've got Walter Johnson records his shutout, 110th final shutout of his baseball Hall of Fame career.
Wow.
Which to this day is still the highest pitched shutouts in the major leagues. And then the second next is like 20 less.
Right.
So it's not even close. Let's see. He did it against the Washington. He played for the Washington Senators and scored 3-0 against the Boston Red Sox on this date in 1927. Let's see here. He once threw 3 consecutive shutouts against the New York Highlanders, now the Yankees, in a span of just 4 days.
Wow. That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? He never pitched a perfect game, but came close. He came within 1 pitch. One person got on pace by an error of one of his outfielders. So
I'm going to have to do something that I should not do. I'm going to have to leave you for just a minute.
Well,
Eric's going to give you some more baseball trivia.
I will. He pitched 3,509 strikeouts, which held a record for over 50 years.
No, it's okay.
Let's see here. He had 417 career wins, which is second only to Cy Young. So I mean, he's impressive. Also on this date in 1935, Babe Ruth ended his 22-year career against the. He only played 28 games with the Boston Braves, and I think he ended up striking out on his final at bat. So, also, I was reading. I always thought that the candy bar, the Babe Ruth candy bar, was named after him, and it's not. It's actually named after President Grover Cleveland's daughter, Ruth. So, let's see. So I had those 2 things on this date. We've got our unofficial mascot in here, Lucy, Christopher's dog, has come in for some attention. Let's see. Also, in 1967, Evel Knievel jumped 16 cars. 16 cars in Gardena, California in 1967. Prior to that, leading up to it, he had jumped 13, 14, and 15 cars on consecutive nights. And the jump on this date kind of propelled him, Evel Knievel, to the mainstream notoriety, and he started getting more and more jumps. He ended up having 300 death-defying jumps in his career, and he owns the world record for the most broken bones in a lifetime. We're talking about Evel Knievel, Chris.
Evel Knievel.
Evel Knievel.
Were you enamored by him as a child?
I was. I was right in the middle of all of that when he was doing his.
When I heard you say about all the broken bones, it's like, that's got to be Evel Knievel.
Did you know he owns the record, Guinness Book of World Records for the most broken bones?
I would believe it.
So he had 433 broken bones.
I thought it was 100. I heard the 3. I was like, I just made it 150. 433?
433.
It's crazy.
But yeah, I guess in 68, he was jumping over the fountain at Caesar's Palace, had a bad landing and fractured his skull that left him in a coma for a month.
Wow.
But he was getting $25,000 per jump.
Wow.
And he was jumping once a week.
Yeah.
The guy was making bank.
He's making serious money for now.
And he was, every week he was jumping. So if he wasn't jumping, he was in the hospital. Right. And he'd get out of the hospital and then he'd be jumping. So I think I read it here. He spent around 3 years in the hospital.
Wow.
From the accidents. He said he made $60 million in all the jumps. Spent 61.
Big spender.
He's a big spender. He was good friends with Matthew McConaughey. And Matthew McConaughey actually gave his eulogy at his wedding. I mean, his funeral. His funeral.
That was a slip there.
There was a slip.
Sorry, Sarah. Hope you enjoyed my eulogy.
Christopher gave the eulogy at my wedding.
Dearly beloved.
Gather here today. Anyway. But yeah, he had one of the most popular toys back then.
Oh, I know it.
Did you have it?
Oh, absolutely. I don't know if I had the one you're referencing, but
you wound it up. And
yes.
Jump.
Oh, yes.
You have the little jumps and everything.
So my childhood friend, Chris Faber, we're both Christopher Mark. So everybody would call him Chris, and I was called Christopher, so that we could delineate between the two of us. But he wanted to show it to me, and he showed me. And I went home and I told my mom, I was like, I didn't even know who Evel Knievel was, but he told me about all this stuff he did. And I was just like, I have to have this. And I eventually got it,
right.
On a little motorcycle.
Yep.
Yeah. And the red, white, and blue U.S. flag themed.
Yep.
I mean, he was
leather jacket.
Oh yeah. He was the epitome. I mean, for me in my childhood, talking about up until we moved up here. So from birth to like 12, it was like Evel Knievel and like my dad, and baseball and fishing. But I mean, like he played a big part in that. I was enamored with him. So.
Sarah's brother is a huge fan, even to this day, of Evel Knievel.
Oh, I don't think he felt pain the same way that most people feel.
Well, I'm sure he felt it.
He
just didn't.
He had a different.
He didn't fear it. He wasn't afraid of getting hurt.
Yeah, he had a different level of pain tolerance, is what I mean. I mean, I'm sure he felt pain, but like if I did something and got injured that badly, I'd have been like, okay, well, I'm not going to do that again,
right?
And he was like, hey, $25,000, sign me up.
I got to get out of the hospital so I can do this again.
Somebody's got to pay these hospital bills.
Oh, I don't think he was insurable. I think Lords of London wouldn't even insure him.
No.
So,
well, I mean, it's crazy.
I remember as a kid, he tried to jump the Grand Canyon on a jet motorcycle.
Yeah.
He didn't make it.
No,
he didn't.
And thus the
I think the parachute deployed early.
Mm-hmm.
So probably a good thing.
Right. Yeah, I'm sure it was. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is just me, making stuff up. I don't think it's not so much the pain. I think he viewed fear differently. I think he viewed fear as how we view excitement. Like, I'm excited to go do X or to see this concert or see this sporting event. I think that's how he viewed fear, like it excited him.
Right.
And because he didn't fear pain, because he knew what to expect, he was like, well, if it doesn't go right, then I know I've been there, done that.
Right.
And I don't think he had fear the same way that we do. Because, I mean, like we said, if we did something and be like, okay, well, check that off the list. He was like, sign me up.
Right.
So
I also got in 1971, Willie Mays hits his 638th home run and sets the National League record of 1,950 runs scored. And it's historically significant because it occurred the very inning before he scored his 1950th career run. I'm sorry. So he broke the NFL the National League record for home runs, and then in the same inning, or the same inning, he also scored his 1950th career run.
Wow, that's crazy. I don't know if people know this. I like baseball. Especially like the 60s through the 90s. Yeah, that's good stuff.
In 1961, he hit 4 home runs in one game. He has, to this date, the most career putouts as an outfielder with 7,095.
What?
And the most extra inning home runs with 22.
Wow.
Here's something interesting too. He has the most runs. He has the most home runs in most different innings, meaning he hit at least one home run in every inning from the first through the 16th. So, so many extra inning games he hit home runs. Wow. So not 16th innings.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one thing. You could say this about really any athletic competition and sporting event, but I have learned in baseball. Now, of course, as I got older and can't stay up as late as I used to, it's not the case. But I learned not to go to bed on a baseball game.
Right. Because you never know what's going to happen.
Because I remember one night, I don't remember the two teams. I should. And because it ended up going like 6 hours, or it was really long. But when I went to bed, in my mind, whoever had the lead, and it was a decent lead, I was like, yeah, they've got the game. And I went to bed. And the next day, when I heard about it, it went like 6 hours, and all these extra innings, one team would go ahead by 2, the next one would score 2 runs. And it was like a huge deal. I mean,
I can't remember the team now, but I just watched a video on YouTube where the team was up by 8 runs, 2 outs in the ninth. Their team scored 7. No, scored 8, tied it, went into extra innings, and ended up winning.
Right. And I'm not saying that doesn't happen in other. I mean, it does. I've seen similar type things in basketball and football, but it just seems to be. I guess because there's so many more baseball games,
right?
Really, I guess it doesn't happen more often on percentage wise, maybe. But when you have 182 regular season games, not counting postseason, that's a lot of opportunities for things to happen. So,
yep. He also, first Major League Baseball player to record 300 home runs and 300 stolen bases.
Wow.
In his career. So, that's all I got on Willie
Mays.
And then I've got one more thing of interest to me, probably not to the world, but in 1979, Paircom Data Company released microDOS for Radio Shack's TRS-80.
Yeah, the TRS. I'm trying to remember when you talked about this earlier before the show. I am fairly sure that I have installed microDOS.
Really?
What year did you say it was released?
1979.
Or at least have seen it. At the very beginning, like I saw some old stuff when I first started at the computer store, People's Computers. PC DOS, which was nowhere near as used as Microsoft DOS, but I seem to remember someone bringing in a Radio Shack computer, and I was just like, I can't help you with this, but I somehow like reinstalled something. I don't remember, but it was old.
Right.
Yeah.
My very first computer was a TRS-80.
Okay.
And I don't know. Well, let's think about it. I would have been 12, 11 or 12. Mm-hmm. My friend Peter Honius, who I've talked about on the show before, his dad had one. Mm-hmm. And you had to program your own program. You had to type in your own programs to create a program, a game right. or whatever to play. Mm-hmm. And you saved the programs on cassette tape. Right. And you hooked the computers up to your TV, and the visual was terrible. Mm-hmm. It was an old game, I don't know the name of it, where you would mine for stuff, like mm-hmm. Mine Digger or something. And you would spend hours typing in the code for the game before you could actually play it.
Gotcha.
And anyway, that's one of my...
And the reason why Eric said of interest to him, Eric was an employee of Radio Shack.
For 5 years, yeah.
For 5 years, yeah. So, yeah. Top salesperson in every category nationwide.
Not necessarily, but I did win a trip to Acapulco with them. Mm-hmm. I had the third highest sales gain of a store that I managed while I was still in high school. Mm-hmm. And I actually got a call from the vice president of Tandy at that time.
I thought you meant of the country. So we gotta get on that Bill trajectory.
And
sorry, Bill, I love you.
Fan number 11 also
okay.
worked with me there.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yep, he sure did.
Yeah.
So, but the TRS-80 was what they call part of the 1977 Trinity, where Apple II was released, mm-hmm. the Commodore PET was released, and the TRS-80 was released. Radio Shack executives didn't have a whole lot of confidence in the TRS-80, so they only initially had 3,500 units built, thinking that if they didn't sell, they would just use them in the store. Mm-hmm. And they ended up selling 10,000 units the first month.
Wow.
And over 200,000 during the lifetime of that model. And the TRS-80 outsold the Apple II by a factor of 5. Making it the best-selling PC line for years.
Wow. Yep. I mean, it was a big thing at the time, for sure. Yeah. Are there any Radio Shack physical locations? I know they have a website.
So,
it seems like there's like one left.
No, there's several. There are several left, but they're just a shell of what they used to be.
Of course, yeah.
They're not even like what they used to be. Like, they sell cell phones and stuff like that. Yeah. It's not like...
Well, it used to be the part, when I first started, I went to trade school, and it was right on the cusp of bench technicians moving away from troubleshooting, finding the faulty component and taking out and replacing it. Right. And versus, it's cheaper just to pull out the modem and put a new one in. Right. So, but at trade school, like I had to solder, I had to do resistors, capacitors, like all those different components, take them off the boards, put them on the boards, troubleshoot and all that. And Radio Shack was the place, like if we needed stuff, we went there and they had all the components, like everything. If it was something that could be built, an alarm clock or whatever, you could buy it at Radio Shack.
Right.
And I genuinely enjoy going to the store. Yeah.
So, I loved it. I really enjoyed working there. And they didn't get credit. I mean, they their stereos, their receivers, their equipment to this day, they hold up. Their speakers hold up
from back
then,
yes,
from that era.
Absolutely. It was quality, for sure. Yeah,
things were built to their specs. You could always get parts for whatever broke.
Which store did you work at?
So I started out. Where was my first store? I started out. I started out at Carolina Circle Mall.
Okay.
I started out at Four Seasons Mall, and then for a couple years, and then I managed. Then I became like a floating manager. So like when other managers would go on vacation, then I would fill in for a couple of weeks at all the stores, and I worked at almost all of them around here. And then my first full-time manager job of my own store was Carolina Circle Mall.
Okay.
And it was good timing. Two things I did right there, or two things that happened just, I don't want to say out of luck or what have you, but the mall had been under renovation the year before I got it. So traffic in that mall was low for the year. And then Radio Shack's bases everything on sales gain over the previous year. So obviously sales were low the previous year because that mall was under renovation. So I take it over, mall grand opening for the mall. And my sales gain was astronomical. Partly because of the mall having been renovation,
right?
Partly because there was the computers were being sold in the stores. They used to have a Radio Shack computer center on High Point Road.
Right.
They would sell to businesses and to school systems and that kind of stuff, but you could also buy them in the store themselves. Well, a good friend of mine, Richard, that you know, he came to work with me at the same time. He also had an affinity for computers. We, because of our knowledge, the two of us together became experts at the time on computers. We were selling more computers out of Carolina Circle Mall, which is not the biggest mall.
Right.
It's smaller than Four Seasons, smaller than Haynes Mall. We were selling more computers than the computer center on High Point Road, who was selling to corporations and to school systems.
Right.
It was insane the amount of computers we were selling out of there. That was when Radio Shack had just done like their remodel. And so they had done our store a little bit over, but it wasn't the same floor plan as what remember you send out catalogs every year? This was not directed down to us from corporate to redo our store, but he and I for 2 days didn't sleep. We stayed there 48 hours, 2 straight days without leaving. And we personally rearranged the entire store to match the catalog.
Gotcha.
And the district manager comes in and he says, "What have you done? You can't do this. You can't just make changes without asking anybody." But they
I mean, if you got the numbers to prove it, then it shouldn't matter.
Yeah, we were. I was kind of.
Oh, hey, we're all doing our podcast, honey.
Hey, how we doing?
Jackson, here, take Lucy with you, please. Lucy, go. Go give her some lunch, please. Lucy, you want to eat? Jackson, honey. Lucy, go. The Radio Shack I remember the most that I frequented the most. I went to several, but there was one there on where El Mariachi was.
Yeah, that was the corporate office, actually.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the corporate office or the district office, not the corporate office,
yeah.
District office.
Yeah, I went there because it's closest to here where I lived with my parents, and I went there on a regular basis. Yeah, so like we had people at people's computers that would just come in and hang out. Mr. Bryant.
I think Todd, our fan, worked at that one.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
With a friend of mine, Donna. Do you remember Donna?
Donna. What's her last name?
I don't know if I should say it on the show.
Let's see if it's one. I remember you talking about her. I don't know if I remember her.
Right.
Yeah. She worked there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. Radio Shack. And now it's just...
She and I went to Hawaii.
Oh, I remember you telling me. Okay, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway.
What else do we have? We
That's
have good
all.
news stories, but I mean, I think this is the longest we've ever recorded.
You're right. We got an hour and 40 minutes. And we still had a couple of good news stories and some interesting facts, but
Let's do the facts.
I don't know if I have any. They aren't all that great this year. Today. I had, I already talked about Mickey and Minnie Mouse. So Lincoln Logs. Do you know who invented Lincoln Logs?
Abraham Lincoln.
Frank Lloyd Wright's, the famous architect's son.
Oh, okay.
the son of Frank Lloyd Wright.
Far from the tree, then.
Yeah, I thought that was a cool fact.
That's a cool fact. Yeah.
Did you know that bats are not blind? I didn't even have that on here, but I read.
I seem to remember reading that because I remember there being this confusion in my head because I was always, under the impression that they were blind. I know they got the sonar thing going.
Blind as a bat is a saying,
right?
So,
exactly.
And they got that echolocation. So,
right.
In fact, I told Sarah last night that they weren't blind, and she didn't believe me. We had to verify it, but they see just fine. Mm-hmm. They see good in low light situations. They see fine in.
Okay.
So.
I know. Are you scared of bats?
I'm not scared of bats at all.
I'm not either. I was down with my mother, the little pond that's right down here, and she came down to check on me after dinner, and she's like, "Aren't you afraid of these bats?" Because, like they do here, this section outside of our window at nighttime, they'll probably, if they haven't started yet, they'll start soon. Right, maybe an hour before dark. They just start flying back and forth between the trees, eating mosquitoes and whatever other bugs are up there. But they would fly, and this one, it would come so close to my head, I would hear it'd be like that close. But I was like, no, I'm not afraid of it because it's never it doesn't seem to have any interest in me. I've never been scared by them.
So I've been startled by them twice. So the house I had on Woodcliff. I was weed eating around one of the trees, and my weed eater ran out of string. So I actually used to have those hand trimmers. And so I was bent down and I was trimming around the tree, and the taller grass fell down, and there was a bat clung to the tree that started climbing up real fast towards me. That kind of freaked me out. Right. And then when I was a kid, I used to spend my summers in Minnesota. My uncle had a resort in Minnesota. And my cousins took me to this abandoned fire tower in the middle of the woods. And so me and I think it was 4 other cousins, we actually had to scale the outside of the fire tower. And then you walk across this I-beam. I mean, for 2 or 3 stories, you'd scale the outside. We should have never done this. Right. And then we walked across the I-beam, climbed over a chain link fence to get to the stairs, and then you'd walk all the flights up the rest of the way. And we got up to the top part where the lookout area was, and there was 20 bats up there. And as soon as we got up to them to startle them, and they all flew out. Right. And that kind of scared the crap out of them. That would, I wouldn't say scare, but it startled the crap out of them. That would
startle me, even if it were just birds.
Right.
Just all of a sudden, I've had that walking through by some shrub, and then a bunch of quails or doves come out of it. And that startles me every time.
Right.
Yeah. But I've never been I'm not, no, I know that they do carry disease and
but like you said, they also get rid of mosquitoes.
Oh yeah, I like to having them here. Right. I want them here. Yeah. They do a great job. Yeah.
I think we should touch base on the good news.
Yeah, do it.
I mean, heck,
let's do it.
I'll make it quick. So we got the 250 nation's 250th birthday coming up. So the world's largest operating steam locomotive kicked off the eastern leg of a rare coast-to-coast journey just this week, in honor of the America's 250th birthday, marking its first ever tour of the East Coast. It's departed from Cheyenne, Wyoming, and let's see, it's going to make stops in 10 different states over the next 2 months, and eventually make its way to the July 4th celebration in Philadelphia.
Okay,
and that just hit the rails, I guess, this week.
Okay, cool deal.
I thought that was kind of neat. Huge locomotive.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll skip that one. I had another story about a DoorDash driver and them opening up a GoFundMe account for them.
Mm-hmm.
But we've had many like that. I've also got one. An off-duty firefighter rescued a woman trapped as her car was being submerged in Queens. He punched through her sunroof to get to her, to rescue her. So apparently an off-duty FDN fire department, New York Fire Department firefighter. He was a former Marine, was driving home Wednesday night when a powerful floodwaters overwhelmed parts of the Jackson Robinson Parkway. Cars became stranded in the rising water, and there was a woman in her car. It was a Tesla, and the floodwaters were rising so rapidly that she was to the point where she was trying to breathe where the sunroof was.
Mm-hmm.
Her mouth was up, trying to breathe that way.
Okay.
And she couldn't get the doors to open. She couldn't get the windows to open, and she couldn't call 911. He saw her struggling, ran over there. He tried to bash the window open with his hands, got a little bit of a hole. She had a Yeti cup inside, put it through the hole, and he was able to bash the rest out enough to get her out through the roof just in time.
Nice.
So
now that's a hero.
That's a hero.
For sure.
So, but there you go. There's two good news stories for this week.
Yeah.
Those aren't even the ones that are carried over from 2 weeks ago. We keep saying we'll get to them, and then we never do. So we'll have speed good news stories.
Well, and really because the good news that we're looking for is harder to find. Like stories like that.
Right.
That when we say good news, that's what we're looking for.
Right.
It doesn't always have to be heroic, like someone putting their own life at danger, but just someone that's doing something that helps someone else, like in general. Right. That's what we're looking for. And I'm sure the things happen, just it doesn't make news.
It's hard. I checked like 7 or 8 different news sites, and it's hard to find one or two that, aren't politically motivated or
right, or green this, green that. I don't care about that stuff. I want actual good people doing good things for other people.
Right.
That's what we're looking for.
Right.
So if you come across something, send it to us, please.
Steve Hartman is good. But the reason I don't bring his up is because I'm trying to find from this week good news stories from this week, not good news
or
stories
something relatively recent.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Not
right
4 years ago.
Right. Yeah. And then it's just, it's unfortunate that, I think it's a testament, the fact that we can't find it, even though we go to good news story sites dedicated to good news, and we're still not finding good news stories. Like, that's unfortunate.
All I can think, I know they happen more frequently than they're reported. It's just, I guess good news doesn't sell.
It doesn't sell. That's the people want the drama.
Yep.
Like all these high school graduation fights brawls that are breaking out.
Right.
That's what's on the news. Like,
right.
It's unfortunate that it's happening, but and there's some things I think news doesn't have to be good. Like, it's things that are significant that you feel the public either needs to know or deserves to know.
Right.
I get that, but there's good stuff happening. Let's at least
temper it.
Yeah. Something.
Yeah.
So
Rocky this week.
Rocky. Maybe for my birthday I'll watch it. I'm afraid to watch it because I know I'm not going to like it, and then you're going to be upset with me. I'll just pretend Tom Cruise.
I won't judge you. Our listeners may judge you. They judge you already for not watching it. They judge. So, I will go on to Roku and I'll do a search, and it shows you every platform is available, free or not. Right.
And if I can find it free, I will watch it prior to our next show.
Start with 1.
2 weeks from today, right?
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in Balboa.
Okay.
I'm not saying you have to watch all of them, But 1 and 2.
I'm definitely going to start with 1. Let's baby steps.
Right. My favorite's 2.
Oh, your favorite.
But I would start with 1. You got to start with 1.
Okay.
So
Mr. T in any of them?
he's in 3.
He's in 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rocky really likes. Stallone really likes 3.
Mm-hmm.
So
who is the nemesis in number 1?
It's Apollo Creed.
Okay, so that's the whole thing for the branch off.
Yeah.
The newer ones. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Clubber Lang's 3, and that's Mr. T.
Mr. T.
Yeah.
Pity the fool.
Pity the fool.
Have you ever met Mr. T?
4 is Dolph Lundgren.
I
Russian.
like Dolph.
That's the Russian.
I like Dolph.
I really liked 4, but it's mainly for the training montage.
Mm-hmm.
And 4 is really good. 5's terrible, and even Stallone gave it a 0. I mean, out of 10, he gave it a 0. That's why he did Balboa later, which is better. But and I would have ranked them 2, 1, 4, 3, Balboa, 5.
Gotcha.
Is how I would have ranked them.
5 is right out.
Right out. Another Python from the Book of Holy Armaments.
Brother Maynard.
Brother Maynard.
Holy Armament. So I had to show the boys that clip.
Yep.
And I showed it to them. And when they said orangutans, both of them literally fell off the couch. They were like, and I remember Lincoln said, "I don't know why this is funny, but it is." I said, "That's all that matters." You don't have to know why, just the fact that you recognize that it is funny.
Feast on cereals and orangutans and sloths.
Skip along a bit, brother. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 5 is right out.
Yep.
So I will take that under advisement. So you would say number 2's.
I prefer 2 is my favorite.
Number 2's your number 1.
2's my number 1.
Like what else is?
1 is good. One best picture. So it's hard to argue with Stallone.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to watch it. I we'll see. I might be surprised. I might enjoy it and be like, man, I've missed out.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm not going to watch Top Gun. It doesn't matter how many times you watch.
It's okay if you don't watch 5. It's okay.
Okay. I want 1 through 4 and then Balboa.
1 through 4 Balboa. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't even care if you watch Balboa.
Okay. Just like, but at least number 1 and number 2.
Yes. See, I want to tell you why I don't like 3, but I can't because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. Have you ever met Mr. T? Yes,
I've never met Mr. T.
I met him in person. He is very short. I was, because when you see someone on TV, especially playing the roles that he played, you think of them as larger than life.
Right.
But I met him at Networld Interrupt. And he was there in Atlanta. He was one of the vendors that brought him there.
Gotcha.
I don't remember who, but I met him. I saw him walking through the crowd. And I'm like, is that Mr. T? And it was. And then I eventually got to the booth where he was. And, we shook hands. He talked to me. And he was doing that. He was being paid to be there. But he was very affable. There's different things you can hear about him like behind the scenes, but he was very friendly and likable and, smiled a lot. And, he took all the, pity the fool, all that stuff. He took it in stride.
Right.
Seemed to be a really cool guy. So that was cool.
I was younger when the A-Team came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was a huge fan. Yeah. The A-Team. Knight Rider. Did you watch that one?
I did watch it.
Yeah.
Kit.
Yeah. And how about Chips?
I watched Chips.
Yeah.
I can't say it holds up, but yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. But when you're that age, I mean, it was cool, right? I mean, and Eric Estrada,
Miami Vice.
Eric Estrada is a wonderful individual. He's an amazing. I've met him several times. He's just an outstanding human being. Miami Vice, yeah, that was good stuff. When you look
Profit.
back now, it's very corny, right?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it was good at that point. Magnum PI,
There you go.
Yeah.
The Ferrari.
right? And I was a huge. I know it's not exactly the same era, but on the front side of it, I was a huge fan of Dukes of Hazzard. Still am. Love the show.
Yeah, I used to watch that. We used to go to a restaurant called the Ground Round,
The Ground Round.
and we would watch. They have the TVs
Uh-huh.
with that on, and
Okay.
you throw your peanuts on the shells on the floor. And
Oh yeah.
it's no longer in business. Charlie's Angels,
Yes. Watched that a lot.
Gilligan's Island.
Green Acres. We're really not that old, right? When you first started watching TV, was it in black and white?
Yes.
Everything.
No, not everything.
There was color, right?
Yeah, there was color.
Okay. Yeah.
But there would still be televised black and white.
Oh yeah.
shows,
Yeah. I
for sure.
saw plenty of stuff in Syndicate
Yeah.
in black and white, of
Yeah.
course, still to this day.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it was common. I grew up and there was both. There was black and white and there was color.
Yeah. And when growing up, where after midnight they would have snow and they'd do the national anthem they would play before they send it off.
That was a Don Ricketts bit on Johnny Carson.
Oh yeah.
Maybe it was on Letterman. Yeah, because whoever the host was, they were like, they don't do that anymore, Don. He's like, what? Yeah, there's national anthem, and it would be the colors, and the blocks, the lines, and then it would just go snow at midnight. Yep. Yeah, not now.
Nope.
I got more opportunities to watch you can shake a stick at, and seemingly
less to watch.
Garbage.
It seems like less to watch.
Amazing. Oh man. Yeah. Maybe it's just a thought we have. Here we go. We're wrapping this up. Maybe we could do a segment, not every time, but like reminisce on a show. Either that both of us like or one of us liked and the other one disliked, but show from a bygone era. I think that'd be cool.
I've been just this past week. I watched, like I told you, I started watching the original Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on episode 10 right now, and I watched a few episodes of Cheers. I love Cheers.
And that's a show that I am positive I would like. I've never watched it. My parents were, and I don't say this in a negative way, they were very strict when I was growing up, and a lot of ways, most of the ways, I'm thankful and happy of that. But I wasn't allowed to watch shows that were like for a mature audience, which right. I mean, at my age, I probably shouldn't have been watching that. But I know there are people on the show, and I've seen clips of it that I think I would like it.
Right. Woody Harrelson was on it, and I can imagine he's the last person I would have thought would have been a big star out of that whole group. Mm-hmm. My God, he's the biggest star of all of them.
Right. Talking about rewatching shows, I don't know if I don't think it's really a testament to all the shows that are available, because there are some current shows that I still watch, right? But I will go back and rewatch shows. Like I started with Law and Order season 1, episode 1.
Wow.
I think in January, just watched 1 or 2 episodes a night. On the weekends, maybe a few more.
I prefer the older episodes.
Yeah.
I have a Samsung TV, and it's got its own like network. Like you watch, and they've got their own channels, and they've got a Law and Order channel. Mm-hmm. And that's whenever I turn on my TV, that kind of defaults to that channel. Mm-hmm. If I want to watch current day, I'd have to go to Hulu TV to bring up, or live TV. So I'll turn on the TV in the morning, Law and Order will come on, and I'll immediately will just watch that same episode that I'm sure I've watched 100 times, a dozen times. Right. But it holds up.
Well, I was watching them in order, and I stopped. I got to like season 13, 14, 15, somewhere in there. And then there's a gap. There's like 8 shows missing. And so I just stopped, because eventually they'll get picked up, and because I have it saved on YouTube TV. Yep. But like now I'm rewatching Criminal Minds. My favorite though of all that I've rewatched without a doubt, is Reg on. Have you watched that?
I just recently rewatched it. Remember?
Man, just amazing.
Yep. He's talking about The Mentalist, not Reg on. He calls it Reg on.
The Mentalist. Yeah, sorry.
Where are you? Criminal Minds. Where are you watching that? Because I would like to watch
YouTube TV.
See, I don't have YouTube TV.
I just what I do is I just add it to the library, and then anywhere it runs.
I gotcha.
In Syndicate or First Run, it doesn't matter. It just adds it in there. So eventually,
I have considered looking back and
over a period of time, it'll start filling in, and you'll see them all sequential.
Yeah,
that's what I've done. Did with.
But Law and Order, I think my favorite time is when Jerry Orbach was on it.
Yeah,
and Belzer.
Yeah,
and I don't know her name, but she played Jamie. The Watterson. Was on it, and Jamie was the character's name. She was a Bond girl, and she was married to Richard Gere for a while. I can't think of her name. But those are kind of like my favorite seasons.
I don't like any season with Alana de la Garza in it.
Yeah, sure.
I may have watched those multiple times each.
She is stunning.
Yeah. So, but the Mentalist. For me, I don't know if there was a bad episode. I mean, it was so well done.
Yeah.
Simon Baker is an amazing actor. And how about Psych? Have you ever watched?
I love Psych.
Yes. I went back and rewatched that one.
Yeah.
And you know what I think? I think its final episode, the little thing there at the end where it's kind of slow motion and they're dancing and having fun. It was such a great. Criminal Minds had a great final episode. Yeah. Did you watch that?
See, I don't know if I have.
Okay, it was
that guy Roddy something that plays in Psych. He and the love interest, they really dated in real life for a while.
Yeah,
and then I can't think of his name. The African American that's in that.
Dule Hill.
Dule Hill. He was on West Wing, and he's talented. I like him.
Yeah, I like Dule. Yeah.
I mean, he's not just comedic. He can do do it all. He's got a pretty good range.
Well, you know what though, they showed the range on that show. I mean, you just said not just comedic. Technically, it wasn't a comedy, right?
Yeah, it was.
But, but it wasn't a sitcom.
Okay.
Right. It was. I mean, it was a law enforcement angle, kind of like Mr. Monk. Right. He was like a modern day monk without all the germaphobe kind of thing. But it was very funny. Yeah. But also, I mean, they showed some dramatic acting at times during the show. Yeah. Very talented.
They sold that car, the Blueberry.
Oh, really?
At the end.
Really?
At the end of the...
I thought it was a really good show. Yeah. I mean, it was good stuff. Yeah.
I like sarcastic humor, and he was great at that.
Oh yeah, they brought him out, which when you bring people out that are current to a live wrestling show, you never know what you're getting. And I remember one night they brought him out live. He was, I don't know if they're pushing the new season. I can't remember what it was for, and he was his same sarcastic, witty self, and it did not go over well with the wrestling fans. They were just like,
he was just, I mean, I don't think you'd like it, but This Is Us was a movie or a TV show that was out fairly recently. He was in that.
I have not seen it. I want to think I would like it because all the reviews that I've read from people that I know that have enjoyed it, I think I think I know what you're getting at. I think there's some aspects of it where I would not like, but I think the warmth of certain situations, I think I would like
it. I don't remember how Sarah framed it. She was not a huge fan. It's they're trying to it's emotionally exhausting. It's every episode has to have some sort of emotional pull on you.
Yeah.
So
that may be a bit much. Yeah. Well, we are now officially the longest episode we've ever had, because in our first run we were capped at an hour.
Right.
Well, I told one
of our listeners, fan number 11, Todd, he's already listened to 25 episodes of our 15-year-old shows. Mm-hmm. So I told him at that pace he'd be done by Monday. I did tell him that we were recording today, so we would have another episode for him. Really, this is like a 2-for-1.
Or it really is.
Because most of ours are an hour to an hour and a half, and we're giving them 2 hours.
It's
So
a BOGO.
it's a BOGO.
You may regret the purchase. Seriously, thank you for listening. I'm kind of curious to see when that country count will grow. I'm fascinated by that we have people literally on every continent other than Antarctica listening.
We're internationally famous.
The internationally famous C&E Studios.
Yeah.
It wasn't that wasn't just a name.
No,
that was a name.
We're not fake news here.
In facts,
we're not fake news.
That's right. Internationally famous. So thank you to our loyal listeners. Subscribe.
Our domestic
engage.
Listeners and our foreign listeners.
Yes, all of them.
All of them.
Yeah, domestic, foreign, and everybody in between. I don't know. We appreciate it. We do, and we will see you next week. 2 weeks, right?
Well, unless we could figure out a time to do it before I leave, or maybe when we get, I don't know. Well, again soon.
Todd needs to slow down.
Pace himself.
So Eric said to me, he's like, Todd said his favorite episode was 13. And in my mind, I was like, that was the one I just uploaded. And you're like, isn't that our most recent one? I was like, yes. And it was like not even 24 hours I posted. So that's impressive.
Yeah.
So, okay. See you guys.
See you.
I need to get something.